I've been thinking lately, as usual, asking myself the question of, who am I? I think that's a question that probably sits in many people's minds, young and old, although maybe more so in a young person's mind who is trying to find their place in the world, searching for answers. There's a pressure that I feel to choose a path. I ask myself, why don't you know what you want to do? Why can't you pick something and stick to it? I get mad at myself when I don't feel that my thoughts and actions reflect the truest version of myself. But what is this true version that I strive for? Do I even know? What is this true self? What is this picture that I paint? Is it even me? Why do I sit here pondering this? I think this true self is a falsehood, an illusion standing in my way of, ironically, maybe being myself. It's the idea that there's a perfect version of me that I should be, but I'm not. It's this feeling that I'm missing something. It seems that everyone else has it figured out. It seems that everyone else is able to be themselves. Why can't I be myself? Why don't I know who I am? Where do I belong? I've sat on these feelings for a long time. Sometimes the thoughts recede, and sometimes they're more towards the front of my mind. And I never could find an answer. It just didn't add up, so I'd retreat into the past, into the times when I felt like I belonged, questioning what was different back then. I'd remember all the realizations that I would have, all these groundbreaking thoughts from my past, where I felt like I had figured things out. I knew who I was. Why has none of it stuck with me? And so I disassociate from the past. Maybe it was all irrelevant. Maybe I'm just still clueless regardless of my past realizations. Maybe none of it mattered. Maybe nothing adds up. Maybe I'm just incapable of progress. Why can't I figure out who I am? Then, one night, I chose to look back again. I chose to crawl through the memories to the earliest that I could find. And there I saw myself at New Beginnings Preschool, sitting on a rug while the preschool teacher taught us something. Maybe math or the alphabet, or maybe my brain is just filling in the blanks. Could have been 1 plus 1, or maybe the ABCs. I'm not sure, but I was there in the preschool room. I could see it. I remember watching Max and Ruby and eating Play-Doh behind the couch at my family's old house. I remember eating grass with ranch outside. For some reason, I have this memory of me eating grass and ranch outside in our backyard. I remember busting my chin open because my sister hit me with the swing in our backyard. Maybe it wasn't even that bad, but at the time, I thought it was awful. I remember my mom putting a Band-Aid on my chin. I remember getting back from Coronado Heights with my granddad. And at Coronado Heights, there's a castle that has a tower. And I remember my granddad helping me up onto that tower. And then me coming home and telling my mom all about it because I was really excited. And so from there, I started moving forward. And as I started thinking back on these memories, I started to piece together my life. I started to see how one thing led to another. I saw the traces of myself. I started to identify the similarities in my 10-year-old self to me now. I realized that I remember who I am. I am the past, present, and future. I am all of it. I am Joel. And it's crazy because I used to tell myself that as a way of comfort, that through it all, I'm still Joel. I'm still me. But I forgot what that meant. I really did, until recently, when I chose to remember. Although I change, this does not mean that I lose my past self. It is within me because it is me. I cannot look back at my past with jealousy or envy. I have to see it as a stepping stone, a piece of the puzzle, a part of me. Why scramble for an identity? Why try and find this true self? It's not real. I'm already my true self. You and I are more than a job. We are more than what school we go to. We are more than our passions and hobbies. We are more than what the world tries to make us into. I am Joel. You are you. Through it all, the thick and thin. We do not have to force our identity. We do not have to find our identity. We don't have to find the thing that makes us who we are. We are who we are. We are already there. We are ourselves. Maybe the external things of this world are not what define you. I try to place an identity on myself because it's comfort. It gives you comfort. You don't have to think anymore, who am I, what am I? Because you give yourself an identity in your job, in your music for me, in your videos. But what if that stuff's not there? What if nothing's there and it's just you? Then what are you? What are you with nothing? You're just you. That's the crazy, simple answer that maybe makes no sense, but also maybe makes complete sense. I am Joel, and you are you. And so, let's live that way.